Hey guys, Sam Leverson here with Edina Realty, joined by Shane Hoffman with Edina Realty Mortgage as always. And today, you know what, we wanted to jazz it up, have a little change of pace. Yeah. So the ever so lovely and beautiful Mr. Josh Berney is going to be
I'm
in
beautiful,
the...
but yeah.
He doesn't look good in a dress.
No.
You will be hearing him in the background, and he's just going to be asking us some questions that we've been getting. A lot of them are very mortgage heavy because that's I know. It's the biggest,
every question is a mortgage question, basically.
There's so much to mortgage. So, right. Josh, cue it up. What's our first question?
Well, first of all, my legs look great in anything. Openness down there.
Oh my gosh.
First question that you got is, this one's directed towards Shane. Can you get a mortgage without a credit score?
Ooh, I like that one. Like a lot of mortgage answers, the question is...
maybe.
Maybe. Well, the answer is maybe, I should say. It depends. I like that better than maybe. Yes, you can. You have to establish what's called non-traditional credit lines. And that just means... you have to prove that you are making payments on items that just maybe aren't showing up on a credit report. Rent is a great example. Like we get a verification of rent from a landlord. Utilities, yep. A cell phone bill. Car insurance, maybe if you pay it monthly or quarterly. 3 or 4 items that we can get a history on that you've made on time, of course. You can't be late on any of them.
Do you not have a credit score?
Well, typically if you don't have a credit score, it means you've never gotten credit.
Like don't they have to run your credit for? Oh, okay. So
good question. So when we get one of those, they might even have some history, but it just says it's insufficient to create a score. Oh. So it'll just say it's just like a dash. So you don't have a score, which isn't necessarily a negative thing. It just means we need to take some steps to kind of almost generate one for them. Okay. So kind of interesting. Yeah. But rent has to be one of them. So if you have somebody that's like living at home with mom and dad, that rent has to be one of the non-traditional lines of credit. So that's why it's kind of a maybe or it depends on the answer. So yeah, good one.
Well said. Hopefully that answers your question. Here's another good one. I've heard of points when talking about mortgages for homes. Can someone please tell me what points are and what do you mean?
You got it?
No.
Oh, wait.
That's a you question.
Love it.
I know that you can use them to pay down your rate.
Oh, see? Teed it up. Nice job.
Take it away, Shane.
All right. Okay, so this is another question where it is going to vary, from buyer to buyer or client to client on how much they can pay and what that does to their rate, et cetera. But essentially, you can spend a little bit of money up front to buy your rate down. So if you are willing to put, let's say 1% of your loan amount, give that to the lender, maybe that will reduce your interest rate by half a point, as an example. That's not a rule, so just put a disclaimer on this when we have that out there, but just a kind of a general sense. So
you want to explain why that's extremely important?
Yeah, so essentially, number one, you're going to have this loan for 30 years typically, or a long time, right? So if someone is willing to spend X amount of money to have a payment reduction, that's going to be there for the life of that loan, right? So let's say somebody's going to spend, $4,000 up front on a rate, but yet that's going to be $100 a month, less on their payment. Well,
that's like $30,000. If you were to pay off the whole mortgage.
So as long as you plan on being in that house for 3+ years, a lot of the time that money up front makes some sense because that's when your savings starts to kick in a little bit.
Right.
It becomes a little bit of a math equation and just a little bit of your goals with the house. Really. Sure. So, yeah.
Next question.
Awesome. This is a 2-parter.
Ooh.
All right. So again, this is more directed towards Shane. But Sam, feel free to buzz in.
Oh, thanks.
Buzz. Okay. We got a buzzer?
Everyone hates me.
Okay. So.
Sam.
One of your followers asked, first, how do I know how much home I can afford and how much should I save for a down payment?
20%, right? Wrong.
Sure, we love those. Actually, you're not wrong.
honestly, if you can come to the table with 20% down,
Right.
I mean, power to you. But
I'll go reverse order with those. So the down payment that's such a tough one to answer. So,
Right.
I mean, if somebody is a veteran, for example, they can technically go 0 down. Okay, there's a USDA loan that is in the outer skirts of the metro, 0 down. You can go as well as 3% down with conventional. You can go 3.5% FHA. So again, it depends scenario. If you are able to get up to the 20% mark, then you're not going to have mortgage insurance, which is a big piece for people. They don't like to pay mortgage insurance necessarily. But so there's various options for how much you want to put down.